Do you think when companies communicate that message in the modern day, I would say there's a time really all the way up through the 90s where brick and mortar was your, that cornerstone, the big bank on the corner. Like that's what, made you the big guy on the block, But I think virtually that's really changed that aspect. And so what do you feel from your unique perspective? Do you feel it's more the brick and mortar and to show that you're that big company, or is it your virtual presence, or really is it a combination of the two?
Well, it depends on who you are and what you're doing. I hear, for example, that Amazon is going to start having stores soon, that's a pretty interesting thing. I don't know, how do you take the largest market in the world and put it in a building? I don't know. We are definitely moving into a much more virtual environment. And video is playing a major role. And strategic video is huge in terms of propelling an organization forward. And I know that's the area that you get into, is not just recording stuff, but understanding what is the brand, what is it that you're trying to do, what's the strategy for getting you from where you are to where you're going, and how do we create video that's consistent with that. And I remember the first time that I saw the video clip that HRCI put together. It was in Toronto. Was the first time I saw it. I mean, it'd probably been around a long time because you had to create it and develop it and all that. But the audience was forming, and suddenly I heard my voice, and I looked up on the screen, and I don't know how long it is. Is it like 60 seconds? It's really short.
Like 45, yeah.
And it starts off with me saying something about strategy and innovation in HR, and there's this wonderful montage of movement. You see the HRCI logo, and the next thing you know, you'll see the head of Rosetta Stone, and and it's like all of these major players are up there, and each one of them has got a sound bite that really carries the spirit of the future that we're trying to create. And in 60 seconds, you have a visceral reaction to this. And it's like you're there. It's like, I want that. I want to be part of that. And it happens through that video message and that creativity that goes into crafting the video itself. Well, now that's available on the desktop, which means that I don't have to go to a hotel. I don't have to go to a theater. I'm sitting here talking to you, wondering if I want to hire you. This is what happens to me all the time. Seth, what do you do exactly? We're thinking about, we have a conference coming up. We wonder if you want to speak. And I say, well, go to visionaryleadership.com, and there's a video on the front page. In fact, on every page there's a video. Back in 1996, when I first started speaking, to get someone to look at a video was a 2-week process. A DVD had to go in the mail. They had to wait till they received it. It got dropped in with all their other junk mail. It might even get thrown out and you'd have to send another one. Finally, you'd cajole the person into watching it. Then you'd have a phone conversation. Now that whole process can happen in 45 seconds. And if you think about what that does for my business, for example, contracting the sales process from 2 weeks to 45 seconds, that's a magnitude, that is just phenomenal, right? And it's available to everyone right now. So the virtualization of the business presence is huge. Now, that's what happened in 2000, let's roll forward 13 years to today, 2013. Now me personally, I have like 60 videos that are coming out in the next 90 days that are going to be placed all over the web, not just on my website, but on a lot of different websites. And each one of those is going to get play, and each one of those is going to be out there for perpetuity. So if somebody does a search on Seth Kahan and strategy or Seth Kahan and innovation, they don't have to read a PDF, they don't have to read a document. They can actually get a 45-second clip and quickly decide, do I want to know more from this guy, or is this off the target for what I'm trying to do? Which is all I ever want to do. I never want to twist anyone's arm. I want them to be able to quickly decide, am I a match? Because I only want to work with people that I'm a match for. So if they can take a quick look at that, boom, it moves it to another level of scale. Now, if I've got 60 videos floating out there on 45 different sites, I have just gone to scale in terms of my presence in the marketplace. That's for me as a single consultant, right? Imagine what it's like for every business. I mean, every business can do that today. And so the virtual environment counts for so much more than it ever did. And in my line of work, it's way over 50% of the marketing, way over. People still are moved by me personally. Maybe I'm the brick and mortar as a single consultant, but look at REI, for example. I mean, I've been a member of REI since I was in college, so 30 years I've been a member of REI. How many times have I been in an REI store? Well, in the beginning, obviously a lot more than now, because that's all there was. But in the last 10 years, I've probably been in an REI store 10 times. How many times have I shopped on their website? I bet it's 1,000. Really, I'm a camper, I like wilderness stuff, I like their stuff. 10 versus 1,000, right? And the other thing about REI is that REI does a great job with their data mining. They send me targeted messages in my email. They're one of the few emails that I read. Why? Because it's appealing to me. It's not I get, I took a personal growth seminar from a well-known celebrity, and I still get emails to take that seminar that I've already taken from them. He's got a bad data mining system. I don't want to read that email, so after a while I just shut him off. But REI knows that I like wilderness camping, and they send me stuff about one-man tents, or, this is the kind of stuff I'm interested in. So I go and read it. And again, that's part of the virtual world, that ability to synthesize data and target people and give them what they want. That's part of that driving uptake. So to me, the virtual world is just way up there in terms of presence, business presence.